If you are a CMO or a senior digital marketer, and right now you're in the middle of your 2021 planning, then this video is for you. I'm lucky enough to work at an agency called Eloquent. We do a lot of B2B digital marketing. One of the things that we do every quarter is we get the team together and we do a stop, start, continue. So what we do is in this session, we look at what should we stop? So what are the different ideas, strategies, tactics that we need to cull that aren't delivering the results that our client expects? We look at what we should start. So what are the different ideas that we've learned that we should be testing? How do we roll out some new split tests and new campaign ideas? And then we look at what we should continue, but in particular, what should we scale, right? So we look at what are the particular things that are working really well for a client group that we need to take and then amplify across all of our client group. There's a lot of bits of really interesting data in there, right? So working inside of an agency, we have the privilege of looking at a lot of different industries, a lot of different products, a lot of different services. Also, we have the opportunity to test a lot of different campaigns, a lot of different platforms, a lot of different tactics. And so as part of that, we really have this unique insight into what's working and what's not. And to kick off 2021, we wanted to share that with you. Yeah, so entirely free, we're going to run a learning session specifically for marketers, specifically for CMOs on some absolute high performance tactics that you should be considering as part of your plan for 2021. This session isn't fluffy and it's not for, I would say, new marketers. This isn't going to be somewhere we're saying, hey, you should be posting more videos on LinkedIn or all the kids are on TikTok now. It's not that sort of session, right? So this is for marketers who are looking for improvements, probably even in existing campaigns. They're looking for amplifications. They're working on their content plans. The type of thing that we're going to be covering. So we're going to go through just a smart framework or process that's really working for us on how you can combine voice of customer and user-generated content with sales psychology as this way of generating almost unlimited different ad ideas, offers, content ideas, social posts, landing pages. So it's a way of bringing some cohesion and bringing voice of customer through all of your different marketing strategy. And it's a little framework. We're going to work you through that. We're going to show you a data validation tactic that we're using before launching a campaign or before starting building a campaign. If you've ever launched a campaign that you've spent months working on, the business is really bought into, there's probably a lot of senior eyes on it, and then you get crickets when it doesn't work and you've spent a lot of money and time. That's really hard. It's hard for us too as an agency. What we're now doing is using some paid strategies to essentially validate branding, positioning, campaign ideas before it's built. So you've got a lot more certainty in the campaigns that you're rolling out that they're going to work upfront before you've actually spent all of the time building it. We're going to look at a super smart tactic for retargeting website visitors, but using LinkedIn. Not a lot of people know that LinkedIn has a pixel, much the same as Google or Facebook. You can use that LinkedIn retargeting pixel to do some really clever things. And one of the things that we're doing is using that to land straight into the inbox of decision makers who have visited your website. It's a really clever strategy. No one's really using it. I used to work at LinkedIn. That sort of was the genesis of our agency. We do a lot of B2B marketing stuff. We use the LinkedIn platform a lot. So that's a really interesting one. There's going to be this sneaky Google audience hack that we're using. It lets you target or retarget your competitors' website traffic. So imagine being able to put in a bucket all of the different competitors that you've got and then advertising to people who are visiting those sites and sites like that. A lot of people don't know that you can do this as a targeting option on Google. I'm going to show you exactly what that is and how you can make it work for your business. And then that's going to flow into particularly some YouTube strategies as well. So you'd know that Google owns YouTube. Anything that Google knows you can use on YouTube. So you can then start to flow some of these retargeting strategies in different ways on YouTube. Really powerful. You're paying a fraction per view that you would be on platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn. It's a really underutilized medium, in my opinion. This session, the reason I've gone into so much depth in what's in there is that I know that you're invited to so many of these webinars and things, and it's all fluff, and then it's all pitch, and there's just nothing in there that you can go use that's tactical and tangible. And that's why I wanted to spend so much time going through all of those 7 different things, so that you know that it's going to be worth your time when you get there. So there's no catch, there's no pitch, it's all just value. And the reason that we do that is I know that some percentage of people who come along and see these tactics will say, hey, we need some help with implementation, and they'll get in touch with us afterwards. But that's it, right? There's no catch, there's no pitch, we're not charging anything. It's just all value, because we know that if people need help with nuanced implementation and execution, they're likely to get in contact with us. In terms of all of the details, this is going to be on Tuesday, the 19th of January at 12 p.m. Sydney time. We're going to be hosting it via Zoom, so it's going to be really easy for you to join up. Think of it as a learning session as distinct to a webinar or a sales pitch or whatever. Wherever you're seeing this, there'll be a link in the comments here or there or down there. Like, I'm sure that you can find that button and press that to sign up. Yes, if you sign up, you will get a copy of all of the recordings. We'll also send through the slides to this. I would say that it's worth your while to show up. And here's why. In terms of the scheduling of it, we've got about 3 minutes where we'll introduce ourselves and who we are. There's about 35 minutes where we're going through those different 7 ideas. So we're going to spend about 5 minutes on each. Here's each of these tactics, how you use it, how you can roll it out inside of your business. The last 20 minutes we've allowed for question time, essentially. So if you then would have a question about one of these tactics, how that might apply to your industry, your products, your service, your vertical, if you want examples of how that might play, I've allocated that time to be there. So there's going to be value in you showing up and actually being there to get some of that interaction at the end and have the opportunity to see how those ideas are going to work for your business. And I'll be able to share some practical examples and how I might use these for your particular segment as well, based on that experience. So look, I hopefully you found that useful. I am really looking forward to seeing you there. All of the coolest marketers are going to be there, so I'm sure that you will be too. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop me an email beforehand, Sean, SEAN, at Eloquent, ELOQUENT.com.au. But just hit that button, sign up. We'll see you next week. Can't wait to see you there. Cheers.